And it would be a writ of restitution in this particular case. It's not
Ma'am, like I said, if you could just handle dealing with a traffic ticket or jaywalking, then worry about restitution. You're trying to do so many things at one time, it's scary.
Well, they didn't call it a judgment. This is why I have to be correct in my terminology. They called it a permanent writ of restitution, not a judgment. It was an order and then a permanent writ of restitution. The word judgment was not in it.
So what did the writ of restitution say that was being restituted? Let's put it that way.
Our property and our home and our land.
And who was it restituted to?
To Federal National Mortgage Association.
Okay, Greg, you want to take any of that?
A fictional organization, a company, whatever, cannot be harmed. It cannot be injured. It cannot have restitution. It doesn't exist. It cannot claim harm or damage or injury. It cannot receive restitution.
Okay. I understand that, but let's play that game. I'll tell you. Okay.
We're trying to get nobody, and if nobody disputes it, but if nobody disputes it, it stands as fact.
Let me make this simple one more time, because everybody keeps doing this. You're dragging two different separate jurisdictions in. You're trying to use common law, where it says there's no harm to a corporation, okay? And then you're trying to bring in a contract where you merged with a machine. Now, you could hurt the machine, and the machine could hurt you. The machine could be compensated, you could be compensated. Coca-Cola could get compensation from Pepsi-Cola. No actual harm, injury was damage to an actual flesh and blood entity. You reduced yourself to a two-dimensional entity. So, you cause harm to Bank One? Absolutely. Can Bank One cause harm to you? Absolutely. So do you want to move it over to the common law side? Sure. That's what I try to tell people. That's the trump card. Where you could say is like, look, I'm done. I'm done talking to you people. I'm done. I tried to settle this thing on a private side. I tried to settle this thing through the contract. I tried to settle this thing all together. Thank God, in this country, one of the only countries in the universe, that we have this capacity to say, you know what, hell with the fictional two-dimensional world. We could be in total dishonor to these people, to these creatures. We control it. We create it. We can manipulate these things. We're the masters of this two-dimensional world. Yes, we're the good, godly people that invested in Capital One, that invested in Greg's soda company. His mama and everybody in his community gave him the money to invest in this. Yes. Can somebody like me come along and order 10 million cases of soda from Greg? Yes. Can him and his mama and everybody put up the funds to produce these sodas? Yes. Can I basically screw him out of his soda? Yes. Absolutely. And I could walk away from it just by saying, please, Greg, forgive me of my debt. And in this country, Greg has to forgive me of my debt. He's got no choice. Even a man has to forgive another man of his trespasses, and corporations have to as well. That's why what I'm trying to teach you folks is incredibly dangerous, because you folks are going to go out and just trespass like freaking crazy. You're going to be so dishonorable and just do everything you want to do nilly-willy, and don't think you ever, it's just like, oh no, I'm sorry, please forgive me of my debt, and I have to. That's this country. That's how it existed for the first 300 years. But people are greedy, selfish, and dishonorable. And when everybody's just going around and running around buying ski mobiles and jet skis and Lamborghinis and everything with credit cards, and like, you know what? Ha ha ha! I know how to get out of it. I'm going to pull the old trump card, please forgive me of my debt, and I'm going to keep everything. And I've known so many people who've gone through all kinds of bankruptcies of beautiful homes, beautiful cars, beautiful everything, because they just know how to play the bankruptcy game. And they get to keep everything and pay pennies on the dollar for the next 3,000 years. And they think it's funny. And every 7 years they go bankruptcy again. So yes, can it be done? Sure. Can somebody like Greg and the other people say, well, in 1933 and Jimmy Carter did this in 1976 and 78? Great. Absolutely, you guys can do it and just keep running and flying the clock. That's fine. That's just not my style. But does this country operate? You forgive me my trespass? Yeah. That is the way this country works. But the government understands that we're not pilgrims anymore. We're not good, righteous, decent people. We are gluttonous, we are greedy, and we are jealous, and we're petty, and we will do everything we can to try to get over on the other guy. We're not pilgrims anymore. Did the pilgrims' rules and laws fall off the books? Nope. Can I still use them and rely upon them? You betcha. But why would you want to tell a whole bunch of greedy people how to get over great Coca-Cola and hurt his mom or in corporations? Why would you want to do that? Because they're stockholders that are actually going to take a hit in the pants, just like all these little old ladies took a hit in the pants when General Motors went bankrupt. They put all their money and all their investments and retirement and pension plans in General Motors. And what did General Motors do? They went bankrupt one day. The next day they opened up again the business. They took all the machinery and they took Cadillac and brought it over to China. The Chinese bought up all the stocks on penny on the dollar, and all the little old ladies wound up with nothing. So it was that nice thing that General Motors did? Absolutely not. You know, it's like I said, everybody's trying to get over on everybody. And that's just where this country's going right now. So this is a race to the bottom. Who's going to get over on everybody as fast as we can? And that's exactly what's going on. It's a race to the bottom. How we're going to disassemble the plants and factories. How we're just going to let these houses be abandoned to foreclosures and let the, critters in the neighborhood take over abandoned houses. It's just a race to the bottom. It's no big deal. It'll all work out in the end. It'll all turn around somehow. We're going to have to go through some hard times, do some soul searching. It'll be all right, eventually. But right now, yeah, this is what's going on with this kind of people, and this is what's going on.